Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
And we serve as the voice to the global Black community.
Again, we got Dr. Candace Matthews.
A lot of these documents, looking at.
We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media.
This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for Black people, and we are tired.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
So we have a brother who, along with his brothers, jumped the father of a bully who kept on bullying his 7-year-old daughter. Take a look.
A 7-year-old girl who had to watch me and my brothers jump her daddy after school. I'm sorry. I know that was probably a traumatizing experience for you. But we kept asking you to stop bullying my daughter and you wouldn't listen. We sent letters home. We even had a meeting with you and your parents and you wouldn't listen. So now you know your actions have consequences. And since you're too young to receive those consequences, you had to watch your daddy take those consequences. Get some therapy. You'll be all right.
So he's issuing an apology to the young girl and saying, this is the consequence, so you can have a visual look at what happens when you bully somebody. He tried the civil channels by sending a letter home, as he said, and had a meeting with, this bully's parents, and that didn't work. So he took matters into his own hands, and him and his brothers jumped this man and gave him a beatdown in front of his child, so that his child can understand the consequences of when you unfairly attack somebody else. Now, people asked him, why didn't he have a one-on-one fight? Why bring his brothers into it? And why have his brothers join in attacking this bully's father? Take a look at what he says.
And the answer is simple. Life is not fair. You get jumped by responsibilities every day. Bullying is not fair because you're picking on somebody that's essentially a weaker vessel and that's smaller than you. So I wanted to make sure she saw what it looked like when a fight is not fair and you don't have no choice but to let somebody jump you, so she could get the concept of what she was doing. Sometimes kids learn from what they see and not what they hear. So I wanted it to be a visual experience, okay?
He said life isn't fair, and what she was doing was unfair to his child. So he wanted her to experience the magnitude of what life can be like when you behave this way. He tried to do it the right way. It didn't work. He took matters into his own hands and he took care of business. Now, I believe this child is probably super traumatized and perhaps has learned a lesson not to be a bully, we hope, but typically, if it had to get to the point where this brother had to jump the father, that is not going to change the father from saying, okay, child, we're no longer going to be bullies anymore. In fact, it probably may make matters worse. We hope it will end in respect, because sometimes that's what we have to do, is we have to fight. Because we try to do everything the right way. We try to go through the right channels. We march, we protest, we do all of those things, and it lands nowhere. Whether or not he contacted the school, he didn't mention, but he tried to settle it, as he said, with the parent, one-on-one. Let's talk about this. Let's see how we can resolve this. Let's see how we can make this stop. And that didn't work. So this is what you get. I can say that I also experienced that growing up as well, living in the suburbs of Quebec, and my father had to take it to the lawn with the parent, who would show up at our door after we put hands on their child for bullying us and uttering racial threats and racial language and racial chants. We would act in defense, and they would show up at the door, and our father would handle business. So I get it. Sometimes you just say, what you don't hear, you'll feel. And that's what happened in this situation. Let's hope that child has learned something, and this hasn't exacerbated an already bad situation. Let's hope this brother doesn't end up getting charged with assault. Let's keep an eye on this and see where this goes. Let me know what you all think about this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this content. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel, EA Public Relations. Until next time, please be safe.